President Donald Trump's tariffs loom large over the 80th United Nations General Assembly. A new UN report finds that developing countries have been hit hardest by U.S. tariffs, making it more difficult to achieve the UN's Sustainable Development Goals. UN leaders have called for the poorest countries to be excluded from tariffs, but so far, the U.S. has ignored those pleas.
Trade wars are extremely negative. Nobody wins with a trade war. Everybody tends to lose. And I'm particularly worried with the most vulnerable developing countries in which the impact will be more devastating.
Trump is using tariffs for non-trade related purposes, impacting broader foreign policy and diplomacy. Trump has placed tariffs on Brazilian products in response to the prosecution of former President Jair Bolsonaro, linked a raise in the tariff levels on Canadian goods to Canada's plan to recognize Palestine during the General Assembly, and on Indian goods for buying cheap crude oil from Russia.
I think some of the statements that we've witnessed coming out of Washington over the last few weeks have again given rise to that sentiment that the United States is an unreliable partner.
Trump is now calling on NATO to put tariffs on Chinese goods over trade with Russia.
China's normal economic, trade, and energy cooperation with countries around the world, including Russia, is legitimate and lawful and beyond reproach. The U.S. move is a typical act of unilateral bullying, gravely undermining international economic and trade rules, and threatening the security and stability of the global industrial and supply chain.
The trade upheaval will likely make it more difficult for the United States to find opportunities for cooperation during the UN General Assembly.
The Trump administration has made clear to our trading partners that this is not, we're not looking for win-win deals. We're looking for win-lose. We want to get more than we give. In fact, we want to give zero.
It's a sentiment in line with President Trump's America First approach to foreign policy. Jim Spellman, CGTN, Washington.